G'day traders, we're going to wrap up of Thursday, the 17th of May. On the daily charts, here's the candle we're looking at here. So it was a day where the sellers really came in and continued and pushed lower. As you'll see, at some stage there, it was looking like it was holding and there was some sort of buy trend coming, but in the end that was stamped out and just kept on pushing lower and really had a good push down at the end of the day. But this trend is kind of getting extended and it's due for some sort of bounce. Not that the buyers are going to take over, but it might try and retrace a bit before heading down again. Definitely today is a possibility because we're bouncing off this 1290 area here, so approaching quite a decent support level. And also Wednesday was a day where we had some very strong sellers away as well, and it was pretty much a consistently down day. So to get 2 days in a row that just kept on selling is usually fairly unlikely, and that's why I expected some sort of buyers today, but just never really came. But saying that, still you can see we're well under resistance and we're definitely in a seller's market. So we pushed down here and we did open up the market where the sellers or the buyers weren't exhausted. Not a lot happened in the pre-market, so we can start the day with both sides really having a fair shot at it. So the sellers continued on downside, in line with these daily charts. Here's a 10 o'clock news candle that came out. The information that came out was quite different to what was expected, so as a result we've got this major reaction to the news. And what that's, for me, what that's done is pretty much up until lunchtime we had some very erratic candles. You can see this quite unusual movement on the 1 minute chart over here, and it's just trying to react and decide what's done after this reaction to the news. So kind of made it difficult to see whether any of the announcements were true, or any of the market data's performing to form, or if it's just more market based on fundamentals, meaning reaction to news. In saying that, we pushed down, we got the first pullback here, so there was still a couple of areas that came up as far as these specific trends or trades that we're following. So I still have recorded them, even though in a real situation I would have let all the trades go by just because it was kind of an uncharacteristic market reacting to news. So we pushed down here, got this first pullback at this area here, and from there we pushed down and got the points there. Going back over the 1 minute chart, you can see here very sideways action, bouncing between power points which seemed to go for an eternity, and that just was a consolidation as a reaction to this news. And at some stage it was going to break up or down. Like, this is not technically a sideways market. What it is, it's a market being contained that's still quite volatile, so you're going to get a reaction one way or the other. In the end, it ended up being to the downside, and then we pushed lower. From there we finally got these sellers, and you can see we've come down, bounced off a support line here, but broken through into sellers territory. So when you see something like this, it's an indication that sellers could have a good chance of going on with it. So looking for some sort of pullback, retracement to line up back in this sort of area and then get a continuation on the downside is a fairly high percentage in this type of case. In the end, it hasn't quite worked. It has decided to bounce high before heading to the downside, but still, the fact we pushed lower here, coming back into that range and then selling off again is something that the markets typically will do. And I'll show you the area on the 1 minute chart soon. From there we pushed up higher, and from here we started to break up through resistance level. So this is the area where we thought the buyers were coming in and maybe they were due for a bit of a bounce, especially yesterday, where from here they sold off. So the chances are today that maybe they'll get the bounce, which wasn't the case. But all the other markets were holding and really looking to push up. The Russell was pushing up strongly, and we kind of came back here, and it could have been an area where they bounced and went from. So I felt this is more of a buying area than a sell area for sure, but in the end the sellers just took control, and you can see they just continued to push down. We got another 5 minute sell here which ended up working as well, but by this stage it's getting very extended, and you can see a real decent push down to finish the day. On the 1 minute chart, so here's this news candle. We then bounced between power points. We then pushed down quite significantly. Actually, take a step back. There's a 10-point trend here. So looking at the first pullback power point, this one here has actually failed. So I'll put it up here. Where are we? 10 points. So there was actually 2 losses as far as the 10-point trend. One, and then take the next power point. So 2 of those failed today, and I'll show you the other one in a sec. And then we actually had one of the snipers work where we get a yellow and then take the second power point. So let me take you through those 3 trades. So here's the 10-point trend, pullback power point, push straight through it. So this one here, like I said, because of the news announcement, there's no one in the world to be touching this, but still for recording purposes, we'll put it down. just keep things very simple, bounce between power points. So what happens is, this is basically a new trend here, a new area where the market's pushed up. So I've counted this second trend starting from here as a second or third trend of the day, so therefore it's a new 10 point trend. Push down, look for the first pullback power point. Here it is here, and again it's just failed. So this particular area where we've had a 10-point trend and then a pullback power point's failed twice today, and overall puts it at 4 from 7. And then you can see the sniper butt has worked. We get a yellow, take the second power point on the downside, so this one's just worked before heading higher, so that one's 1 from 2. And you can see this is basically a fairly big push up, or the area where it looked like that maybe the highs, the buyers were coming and were going to hold this market, but in the end the sellers came, and you can see we just consistently hit lower power points. You're pretty much getting 6 in a row on the downside there. So a lot of lower power points being held, and then not so much of a retracement. As you can see, no upper power points being hit. And it's kind of the reverse here. All upper power points hit, no lower power points. So that's quite a buyer's influence, even though they didn't go with it. And then here, all lower power points hit again, and no upper power points. So very strong downtrend, an uptrend looking like it was forming, not holding, and then this strong downtrend coming as well. So that's a wrap up for Thursday, and we'll speak to you guys Friday.